Good morning, class. Let's discuss angles. First, let's discuss vocabulary. I have two parallel lines and I have one transversal. Now that line's not perpendicular because these are not 90-degree angles. Perpendicular makes perfect 90 degrees and those are not. So, two parallel lines, one transversal. Next, each one of these angles has a name. And there are 8 of them. So the question is, what are their names? Now, if you pretend that this is your house, then that means this is the outside of your house. So, inside your house is interior angles. And outside your house are exterior angles. Next, if they are opposite of each other, they are considered alternating. So 2 and 3 are alternating because they're diagonal. So alternating, diagonal, same thing. And 3 and 4 would be considered adjacent. They are side by side. We made a silly comment in class that you were sitting by Jason. His name is Jason. So now you've got the vocabulary. You've got interior angles, you've got exterior angles, you've got alternating angles, and you have adjacent angles. So here's the question. Where would be a pair of alternating exterior? That would be angle 2 and 7. Alternating exterior. There are diagonals and they are outside. Where would you find adjacent interior angles? That would be angles 5 and 6. They are adjacent and they are interior. And remember, you're going to have 2 sets of these and 2 sets of these. All right, let's continue on. Question 2. Let's play hopscotch. Hopscotch rule is jumping over lines and jumping on 2 feet, 1 foot, and all that fun stuff. So I'm going to change the rules a little. You're just going to jump over one line, but it has to be diagonally. Now, if you jump from here to here, that's sideways. And if you go here, that's down. So you must go this way, because that's your diagonal. From here, I want to continue down. If I go here, first of all, I didn't jump a line, so that doesn't count. If I jump this one, that's really only down. That's not diagonal. If I jump here, that's diagonal, but it's 2 lines. Can't cross 2. So it would be here. From here, you can go this way, which is sideways, or down, or diagonal, and the correct answer is diagonal. Those 4 dots have the same angles. So for instance, if I tell you this is 70 degrees, every one of those dots are 70 degrees. They all match. And that takes out 50% of the work. The second question is, what would this be? Angle X. Now you need to remember, from this side all the way to here is how many degrees? That is a straight line. And how many degrees are a straight line? 180. So if that's the case, 70 plus X equals 180. Now, how can I solve that problem? I can do a couple of strategies. Number 1, I could draw a triangle on the variable, circle my numbers. What do I have on both sides? Circles. Subtract 70. X equals 110. Solution. Another option. If I had 70 plus X equals 180, I could have typed this in Y1, this in Y2, and solved with intersection and 3 inners. And that would have said X equals 110. They're both the correct. Sometimes I do it by hand and then I check with the calculator just in case I made a mistake here. So, your answer is 110. X equals. Next question. Question 3. What if you have 2x plus 4? That's definitely not a number. And what if we know this one matches this one, and this angle matches this one? And what if I know that this right here is 80? Is this one 80? No, because it doesn't match. That means these two match. So if they match, that means they're equal. So I could say 2x plus 4 equals 80 because these two have the same measurement. I can solve that with y1, y2, or I can do it with triangle, circle, and solve it with the equation. Question 3.5. What if I know this angle is x minus 9 and this one here is 5x plus 4? Remember, these are interior angles and they are side by side. They're adjacent. So if I put a dot here to represent patterns, I know this one is x minus 9, this one's x minus 9. That makes this one x minus 9. Now I need to solve for x. So if that's the case, would I say y1, y2 and solve this? If that's the case, you're saying these two are equal. Do these two equal? Because if they did, they're both equal to 90. Because remember, the total is 180. So that's not possible. That is definitely not a right angle. So you're going to have to say in y1, you have 5x plus 4 plus x minus 9, and then in y2 you would have 180. Now you can condense y1 by saying you got 5 x's, you have $4, you have another x, and you owe me $9. How about if you condense that and say you have 6 x's? That takes those out. And if you have $4 and you owe me 9, I think you owe me $5. And so that would say y1, y2, and then you would solve that in y1, y2, and then intersection second trace. And that would give you a solution for x equals. Next question, last one, number 4. What if I have these two angles and I need x and I need y? How would you go about solving that? Now, what do you know about a triangle? Because this is a triangle. A triangle has how many degrees in it? 180. If you don't know why, here's a quick review. If you have a rectangle, square, same thing. If I cut it in half, I made two triangles. Now remember, the original square had 4 right angles. When I cut it in half, I cut 4 right angles in half. And 4 right angles divided by 2 is 2 angles. And 90 plus 90 is 180. That's where 180 came from. Because this side's 180 and this side's 180 degrees. That is 360 degrees. Now continuing on. If you know this is 60, this is 40, and this is mystery, shouldn't you set up your calculator to say 180 minus 60 minus 40 equals x? And type that on the home screen. You're going to type that in, and you're going to get what solution? 80. So next, now I found the answer to x, and that answer is 80 degrees. How would you find the solution to y? What do you know about x and y? You're right, they make a line. Now line is worth 180 degrees, so that means x plus y equals 180. And if I know x is 80, 80 plus what is 180? Subtract by 80. Y equals 100. Correct. What about this side? What if I call that z? Wouldn't that be a line? So wouldn't that be 180 minus 60 equals z? And I believe that is 120. Thank you for watching my video. Good night.